doing today. So I already did the original palette recommendations tag, and I will have it linked down below because I'm doing these two videos and posting them at the exact same time. Basically, I felt like the first palette tag, even though it was very, very helpful, it was just a little bit more on the boring side, and I wanted to do my own version, add a little bit of a twist, and just do some more like fun categories. So let's just go ahead and get started. So my first category is kind of geared towards a like makeup addict, or you know, someone who wants to splurge a little bit. You love makeup, like you've been buying makeup for a long time, you have a lot of stuff, and the thing that I would encourage you guys to splurge on, and it's a little bit more of something I wouldn't quite recommend to a like beginner just because it's so expensive. But for those of you who are makeup addicts, I would definitely recommend the Viseart matte palettes. I have the neutral one right here, which these palettes are just amazing. They're so soft and blendable and smooth and just like, they're just so good. They're $80. You can get them on sale. For example, I can't remember the website I got them from. I would have to look on the review that I did on these forever ago to remember the website. However, I got both for I think maybe $120 with 3 brushes was the deal. So you can get them for a little bit cheaper, or you can get them like during like the Sephora sales or anything like that. They're just amazing, and like every time I use them I'm just like, oh my god, like these blend like a dream. They're just so high quality. But the other one that I have, I love like equally as much. It's just amazing. It is so bright and beautiful, and I love colors. Sometimes it's hard to get really good matte vibrant colors, but the quality of these are just outstanding. So I definitely recommend these Viseart matte palettes. The next category is evening makeup or special events, special occasions, and I would definitely say the Lorac Pro number 2. I don't know what it is, I just feel like cool tones go with evening and special events, and this is such a stunning cool tone palette. You guys, I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but I have definitely loved this. Like, I've used this silver so much. I just think that this is amazing evening type palette, and you've got like these fun pops of color, but they're like wearable, like, I don't know, just like evening pops of color. And I just think that you can get like such beautiful smoky eyes from this, and like even like the shimmery shades that you have, the darker ones, you could definitely go all out with this palette. If I actually like went out and did things, or like if you go clubbing or whatever you're doing with your life, I would definitely recommend this type of palette for that. The next category is a colorful palette that I would recommend, and without a doubt it is the Urban Decay Electric palette. I have loved this palette for a really long time. Actually, I saw on Sephora the other day that it's on sale for like only $24, and you guys, like, you should not pass that up because this palette is so amazing. I love it so much. This palette is so pigmented, so smooth, like just, they're pressed pigments. And I will say, like, my one complaint is that the pinky orangey shades, unless you use a really thick eyeshadow primer, then they do stain your eyes for a little bit after you take your makeup off. But honestly, I don't even care. I love the colors in this palette. My mom definitely thought I was crazy when I bought this palette. However, it's awesome. It's so worth the money. So the next category that I made is something that I'm hesitant to recommend, and this could be because of the price, or because it's like there's mixed reviews or whatever. If you guys do this tag, then that's kind of what I was thinking in my head about this. But the palettes that I would be hesitant to recommend, I actually have a couple, but they're all the exact same formula, and it would have to be the Tarte palettes. I have the Tartelette, the Tartelette in Bloom, and the Tarte Tarteist Pro. Goodness gracious, I can't speak. The reason why I'm hesitant to recommend these is because I feel like people either love them or they hate them. They're definitely like a drier formula than a lot of other things on the market, but I love them so much. I think that they're pigmented. I think that they're beautiful. Like, I personally love them, but I always feel hesitant to recommend them because I know that a lot of people don't. And I don't want to say like, oh, I love this palette, I love this palette, and then someone else get it and be like, oh, I hate this palette, like, you did me wrong, you did me dirty. But I'm like, no, I really love it. I actually saw a video the other day and it kind of made me laugh because it was like a review on the Tarteist Pro palette, which I did a review on too, and I really loved it. But I did say in my review, you know, it's like the Tartelette palettes. If you don't like the Tartelette palettes, you're probably not going to like the Tarteist Pro palette. But she was saying how much she hates it and how bad it was and how Tarte sent all these people to Bora Bora and they can't even make a decent palette. And it's just funny to me because it really is like, you either love it or you hate it, and she hated it, but I love it. So that's these palettes I'm hesitant to recommend. But you know, Sephora has a good return policy, so if you get them and you don't like them, you can bring them back and get all your money back. My next category is an all matte palette that I would recommend. And this is the Shade and Light Eye Palette from Kat Von D. It looks like this, and it is so good. It has like a block that's neutrals, a block that's cool tone, and a block that's warm tone. And I just love these. I feel like you have every matte shade that you could possibly need for like the rest of your life in this one palette. Like, actually, I remember thinking to myself the first time that I used this palette and I did like a look using this warm quad and then I used the white just because I'm so pale. What's it called? I remember thinking to myself, like, if I had to do this look every day for the rest of my life, like, of course it would be hard because I don't have any like color, but honestly, like, I could be okay with that. Like, I love that quad. I use this shade underneath my eyes like to set concealer, and I use this shade to contour, and I've used this shade as blush. So even beyond just being eyeshadow, this palette is just fantastic. Also, there is now a Makeup Revolution palette that looks just like this one, and I've seen a couple different videos like doing like one eye with the Kat Von D and one eye with the Makeup Revolution, and they look super similar. So if this is out of your price range, then I would definitely recommend the Makeup Revolution one. So the next category that I did is a shimmer palette, and this could be an all shimmer or it could just be a palette that you love the shimmers in, just because I know it's harder to find a palette that is only consisting of shimmers. However, this BH Cosmetics, if I could open it, foiled eyeshadow palette is amazing. This is only $12. Yes, I said it, only $12 freaking dollars. And I have a full video like doing eye swatches of every single shade. It was the worst video I've ever filmed in my life. The pain was real. My eyes hurt for days. Any matte palette that you paired with this, like, you would literally be set for life. Like, there's just every shimmery shade that you could possibly need. You've got blues, you've got warms, you've got cool tones, you've got purples, you've got yellows and oranges and highlight shades and super dark smoky shades. It's definitely pigmented and it definitely does the job. So this next category is a face palette that I would recommend, and I kind of have two different ones to talk about. The first is the Kevyn Aucoin Contour Book Volume Number 2, I believe. I think that's the exact name. I believe that both of these, the sculpting powder and the candlelight powder, are full size. The sculpting cream and the candlelight cream are like bigger than full size, and then you also have 4 eyeshadows. But I just think that this is an amazing face palette specifically for the face products, because you've got the cream, you've got the powder, and I don't know, I just love the products in here. They're just really high quality. The other face palette that I would recommend is not this one specifically because it's not available anymore. This is just the Tarte Holiday Blush palette from last year, and I would just recommend Tarte blush palettes in general. You get a wide variety of colors, and it's like a way better price tag than buying them individual. I think that they're normally $28, and then, you know, you get, I think this one was $44. I think the one from this year, you get 10 different shades and it's $44. I think that the pans are smaller though. But either way, just in general, their blush palettes I would highly recommend, because it's a lot of bang for your buck. Of course, if you're a total makeup addict and you're a little crazy, then you're probably gonna have way more blushes, but this is just a really nice go-to blush palette. My next category is a palette that you recommend that you feel is worth the hype. So I'm definitely gonna have to go ahead and say the Juvia's Place Masquerade palette. This was really hyped, and I didn't want to get it just because I heard so many bad customer service stories, but I ended up getting it because of the hype, and I do not regret it. It came in perfect condition and it is so beautiful. I've already done so many looks using this palette. I feel like whenever I open this palette, I just I just need to like start singing like hallelujah. It's as good as everyone says it is. The shimmery shades are amazing, beautiful. The matte shades are great. I feel so inspired whenever I look at this palette. It is 100% worth the hype. The next category is a palette that I would recommend based on packaging, but it's not packaging alone. The product inside is still really good, and that would have to be the Too Faced Chocolate Bar. So it just looks like this, and the reason why is because it's super freaking cute. It looks like a legitimate chocolate bar. So I bought mine right when it came out so you guys can see how thick it is. So I pulled the Sweet Peach palette just to show you guys how thin they are now. You can see the difference between the thickness. This is just a palette that I love the packaging, and I feel like you could get it for someone and they would think it was really cute and they would really enjoy it. I actually broke mine a little bit, so packaging is not on point. But here's what the inside looks like. I'm sure you guys have all seen it before. It smells like chocolate and like cocoa. So I just think that the packaging on this is bomb. So my last category is a palette that you would recommend that is limited edition. However, limited edition asterisk, that is still available. So at least when you guys watch this video, if you're watching it like right now, in the next like month or 2 months, you can still get this palette. So that's like the idea of this last category. And for me, that is the Morphe x KathleenLights palette. I'm not a like Morphe obsessed person whatsoever, but this palette just blew me away, and I legit I just love it so much. I don't know if you guys can tell that it has been loved, and I feel like the reason why this is so good is because there's no room for hit and miss. Like, Kathleen curated this palette. She put all these shades together. She chose really good shades. They're all creamy except for the black. The black is a little bit more chalky than any of the other shades. However, it still performs well. I can still use it. I've used it as liner. I've used it to deepen up the outer V. And I just love this palette. It's only $15, and they are bringing it back one more time sometime in December, I believe. The date hasn't been announced yet, but I definitely recommend this palette. It's so good. So I hope you guys enjoyed my palette recommendations with a twist. I will leave the original one linked down below in case you're interested, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!